And start to take that breath and deepen it, drawing it down further into the body. And the mind starts to calm as you breathe in deeper, slower. Let the exhale draw out. And starting to notice the belly rising with the inhale. And as it drops back down on the exhale. A deeper, fuller breath than you normally have, slowing everything down. Setting aside the morning's activities and all the to-dos to come into the day. Becoming present and aware of how you're feeling this morning in the body and in the mind. How is that mind doing today? Is it feeling calm, centered? Maybe it's a little scattered. No judging, no criticizing, just noticing. And start to take that breath to a count of 4 if it's not already there, and then exhale to a count of 4. And with our bodies still and our minds calm, I invite you to set an intention or affirmation for your practice for the day. Something that you want to work a little bit more on or cultivate. Maybe just something that you want to make you smile a little bit more joy. Whatever it is, let's hold it in the mind's eye for a moment. And then with the exhale, release it out so that it ripples out across the universe. Sending that intention or affirmation out to ripple and touch whatever it comes in contact with. On your exhale, start to let the chin drop down towards the center of the chest, lengthening out the back of the neck, dropping it down. And then take that chin and gently move it back and forth, a little sway. And coming back to center, start to lift the head up, finding some length in the neck again. We're going to take the chin over top of the right shoulder. We're not going to stay here. We're going to take the chin and move it across the top of the chest all the way over to the left. So we're going to flow here. We're taking the chin across the chest out all the way over to the right. And then back over to the left. Let's turn over to the right again. Over to the left. And then taking the chin over to the right, pause here. So we're going to stay here a moment, lift the heart a little bit, shoulders are rolling down the back, press into the sit bones. You're tall, chin reaches over the top of that right shoulder. Maybe you open the eyes now, peek out underneath the eyelids, looking back behind you. Breathe. And closing the eyes, let's slowly move the chin across the top of the chest, going all the way over to the left side. Once again, rooting down through the sit bones, heart lift, shoulders soft, chin reaching to go across that shoulder, that left shoulder, and then opening the eyes and peeking out underneath those eyelids just a little bit. Close the eyes, coming back. Bring the chin center. We're going to drop the right ear over the right shoulder. We're not staying here. We're lifting the head back up and dropping the left ear over left shoulder. Just a little bit of a movement, taking that head and bringing right ear over right shoulder, lifting it up and taking it over to the left. And then let's come back to the right. We're going to pause here. So you're dropping the right ear over the right shoulder. Soften through that right shoulder. Heart is lifted. Breathe. You're getting the stretch in the left side of the neck. Let that left shoulder be soft. In fact, let's take that left hand and reach it down the side of the chair. Just intensifying that stretch a little bit. Fingertips pointing down towards the earth, reaching down towards the earth. Left hand comes back to the lap. Let's lift the head up, sitting up tall, reaching the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. Left ear over left shoulder, soften through the shoulders. Stretch happening on the right side of the neck now. And you're going to drop that right hand down towards the earth, reaching down towards the earth. Let's bring that right hand back up. Turn the chin now towards the left collarbone. The stretch starts to move in the right side of the neck. Let's drop the chin and roll it across the chest, coming into that neck roll. And as you bring right ear over right shoulder, you're going to start to lift the head up a little bit. Nose comes up toward the ceiling, and then drop it down. And let's do a neck roll all the way over to the other side. So going back and forth now with these neck rolls from side to side. Slow and easy, taking your time. If you want to go slower than me, then do so. Or if you're like, I'm just going to rock it back and forth, that's fine. But doing what feels good for you. So we're going to do one more neck roll and have ourselves ending up with our right ear over the right shoulder. And then dropping the chin down towards the right collarbone and getting the stretch in the different side of the left neck. Breathe. Chin starts to drop down towards chest. Let that head be heavy. Maybe the head's coming down further than it did before. Soften through the top of the shoulders. And with the inhale, let's lift the head up and take the chin up towards the ceiling, part the lips, and then dropping the chin down towards chest again. Let's inhale, lift up. Chin up towards the ceiling, and then dropping it down. Last time, we're going to take that head, drop it back behind, part the lips, soften the jaw, getting a stretch through the front of the throat. And then release, and let's sit up nice and tall. Beautiful. Take those shoulders and let's start to loop them back behind. Nice and easy. And then let's let the arms come by our sides and take the shoulders up to the ears and then dropping them down. Shoulders up to the ears and dropping them down one more time. Shoulders to ears and then dropping down. Let's start to add a little movement. We're going to take the palms out by the sides. We're going to inhale and lift the arms up. Let the gaze come up. Bring the fingertips and the palms together. And then float the hands down to heart center, looking down at the fingertips. Inhale, lift up. Sweep the arms out to the sides and drop the hands down. Hands turn back up. We sweep them up. Bringing palms together to heart center. Let's do that 2 more times. Lifting up, hands separate and come down by our sides, chin to chest. Inhale, arms back up and bringing hands to heart. One more time, let's take it up and out, dropping chin to chest. Inhale, bringing arms up, palms come down to heart center. Exhale, twist over to the right, release the hands down. You're coming into a gentle twist. Let the shoulders drop down. Gaze is over the right shoulder. Left hand is on the outside of that right thigh. Press into that right hip. And then let's release, come all the way over to the left side. Pause here. Press down through that right hip. Shoulders are soft. And then let's release and come back to center. Okay, hands to knees. You're gonna sit up a little bit in the chair if you're not already up towards the top. We're gonna take the feet a little bit wider. Let's go ahead and come into our first cow. So we bring the heart forward, take the shoulders back, looking up at the ceiling. You've got an arch in the back. And then with the exhale, let's start to round the back body. Arms start to lengthen, chin to chest, navel reaches for the back of the chair. And then with the inhale, pull yourself forward, lifting the heart up. And then exhale, rounding the back body, taking the chin to chest. Let's come back into that cow, lifting the heart and exhaling into that cat. Nice and big. One more time into cow. And one more time into that big, delicious cat, rounding that back body. And then coming up all the way. Nice. Let's go ahead and start to lean forward a little bit. Yeah, nice. And start to roll through the hips. Let's come into that stir the pot. So taking it and rolling around over to the right. So working into that hip area, that low back, just slowly rolling. And remember, you're not holding tight, you're flowing this morning. You're moving with this. Elbows are bending, shoulders are moving, head is moving. Nothing holding tight, nothing locked in. Nice and easy. And one more circle in this direction, and then come up to the top and pause. Take a moment, notice how this is feeling in the body. And then let's take it over to the other side. So roll into the left side and circling around, going round and round. Nice and easy with these. And a good way to waken up the body. Let's do one more circle and then come up to the top. And then sitting up nice and tall after you finish out that last circle. Bring your feet a little bit closer so that they're not that far apart. I've got something new to do with you guys, so we'll see what you think about this. I have to remove this blanket now. So we've got our feet facing forward, all toes in line with each other. Hands are on your thighs. We're sitting up nice and tall, shoulders rolling down the back, heart is lifted. We're going to start to exhale and we're coming forward, hands slide down the thighs, we're hinging from the hips, gaze comes down to the floor, and then we come back up. So you're engaging into your abdominal region as you come back up. Exhale, bowing forward, flat back. Inhale, coming up. Legs are engaging when you come back up. Notice what's going on in that beautiful body of yours as you do this. Folding forward. And then back. So just working on that low back a little bit. Now on the next one, we're going to take the legs out nice and long. So I'm going to move my chair so you can see me. Your legs are stretched out in front of you. You're on the heel of your foot. So legs out, hands are on our thighs once more. Same movement. We're exhaling, we're bowing forward, and then we're inhaling, coming up. So you're going to notice this in some different spots. Exhaling, bowing forward, and then inhaling, coming up. One more time, just like this. Exhaling, bowing forward, and then coming up. Nice. Bend that left knee, bring that foot back in. Right leg is out. Exhale, bow forward, down the hamstring on the right side. Really getting it. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, bowing forward. Inhale, coming up. On this last one, as we come down, we're going to stay here. So you're getting into that hamstring. We've warmed it up a little bit, but if this is too much, you back out of it. Shoulders are soft down the back. You're hinging from the hips. Your neck is nice and long. Your toes and your knees are facing up towards the ceiling. They're not turned to the side. Breathe. Just give that right hamstring some time to open up this morning. Nice. And with the inhale, start to engage the core. You're going to start to lift back up and then start to bring that right foot in. Left leg goes out. We're going to exhale and start to bow over the left leg. Then inhale, coming back up. Exhale over the left leg. Inhale, coming back up. Now on this next one, we're going to stay down. So we're hinging forward out of the hips. You're looking down towards your knee or maybe your shin so that the neck is nice and long. Breathe. Making sure that the toes and the knee are facing up towards the ceiling, that they're not turned sideways. And then with the inhale, let's start to engage, coming up all the way. Nice. Beautiful. We're going to take those feet a little wide. We're going to exhale, hinge forward again. You're coming down and we're going to stay here a little bit longer. And then engage to the abdominals coming up. A little change to this. As we exhale, we're going to start to come forward again. We're starting to round the back body this time, and the elbows start to come out to the sides. Drop the head down, round that back body. So it's like a mini cat. Then with the inhale, you're going to start to lift back up. Elbows come in, heart lifts up. So a little mini cat. Exhale, hands slide forward, elbows come out to the side. You round the back body. So you're getting into the back ribs, opening them up. And then with the inhale, elbows come into the side, you lift up. Little mini cobra. One more time, coming down. Spreading the arms out to the side, round that back body. And then on this time, bring the elbows in, don't lift up. Hands slide down the front of the shins. You're coming into a forward fold. And bring the hands to the inside of the feet. This is where the block comes handy. If hands can't meet the floor, use the block or the book and press them down on there. Let the head drop down. You're in a forward fold. And then start to breathe into the back body. You're rounding that back body, tucking through the pelvis, and then letting it go. Let's do that again. Inhale, round the back body, tuck the pelvis, feel that stretch in the low back, and then letting it go. One last time. Biggest inhale yet. Nice and big. And then letting it go. Let's bring hands back up to the thighs. Move that block out of the way. And you're going to engage the core and you're sitting up nice and tall. Oh, beautiful. All right, take those arms by the side. Give me a little shake with those arms. Let those fingers just roll around. And then let's bring those arms out in front and give me an open and close with those fingers. Yeah, nice. And then let's pause and start to roll the wrists around. So getting that wrist rotation. And then let's take it in the other direction. Beautiful. All right, take the hands back behind you to the seat of the chair. We're going to do a little counter pose. So we're going to press into the palms, lift the heart up. You're arching the back. So after that forward fold, it's nice to do the counter pose. Breathe, and then let's release and coming up nice and tall. So let's come into a side lunge. We're going to turn to the right side of the chair. Our right foot is going to go over the side of the chair. And then I'm going to drop that left knee down. So I'm on the ball of my foot. You might be on the top of your foot, finding what's comfortable for you. Right hand is on the back of the chair. Left hand is by your side. You're sitting up nice and tall. Let's take that left arm, turn the palm out Sweep that arm up and over and come into a side body stretch. So taking the gaze up towards that left arm, you should feel this coming all the way down the left side of the body. It should feel good. Breathe. With the inhale, come all the way back up and release that hand down. Let's exhale and twist to the back of the chair. Grab onto the back of the chair and look over the right shoulder. Coming into a twist. We're going to have some twists today, a little detox. Release that twist and you're looking over that right leg. So we're in a side lunge here. You can keep your knee bent, or if you have the ability to lengthen it out, you can lengthen it out. I'm going to keep my knee bent. We're going to inhale that left arm up overhead and take the gaze up, heart lifts. So you're coming into a crescent lunge. If you're feeling comfortable, you can bring the right arm up too, or you keep it down. Remember what's right for you. And then take the arms out, bend at the elbows. You're lifting the heart up. You've got an open warrior. So this is opening up the front of the chest, nice big stretch. Lift the arms back up. Bring palms together at the heart center and then release them down. Let's turn back towards the front of the chair. Oh, ha, ha. Hello. And go ahead and just give me a little windshield wiper. So you might be feeling this on the left hip a little bit. So let's just roll. All right, so let's turn over to the left side. Left knee is over the side of the chair. That ankle is right underneath the knee. You're bending that right knee and dropping it down. You're getting a stretch through the front of that quad. You're either on the ball of the foot or your foot is flat. Breathe. Let's take that right arm, turn the palm out, and then inhale the right arm up and over. So you're coming into a big side body stretch on that right side. Let that right knee be heavy and maybe the gaze is up at that right upper arm. Breathe. And with the inhale, let's lift that right arm back up and drop it down by your side. You're going to turn towards the back of the chair, coming into that twist. You're looking over that left shoulder. And then let's release, coming back to center. Take that right arm by your side. You're going to inhale, you're going to sweep it up for that crescent lunge. That right leg can be either bent or maybe it can be long. What's right for you? Heart is lifted. And if it's right for you to have both arms up, maybe both arms. And let's come into the open heart warrior, bending at the elbow or elbows. Lift the heart. Open that chest up, get that into that pecs. And then inhaling, arms back up overhead, hands to heart. And releasing down. Turn back. Oh, nice. And let's go ahead and take the knees now and just dropping them in one at a time, like that windshield wiper that alternates, like on a big bus, back and forth. Nice. Then bring those feet center. You're sitting up nice and tall. Let's take the arms by our sides. All right, inhale, bring those arms up, lengthen up. Drop the arms into those shoulder sockets. Take those front ribs, knit them in, find that length in the spine. Breathe. And with the exhale, drop the arms back behind and then inhale, bringing them back up. Nice. Exhale, taking them back behind. Inhale, coming back up. And let's do that 2 more times. Back behind, coming back up. And on this last one, just pause. Turn the palms down towards the earth. Shoulders are rolling down the back. So you're bringing the shoulder blades towards each other. Nice. Reach out through the fingertips, like those fingers are reaching towards the wall behind you. And then with the inhale, bring those arms back up. Nice. Palms together to heart center. And then let the hands come down. Take those feet wide, take a big cat stretch, drop the chin to the chest, nice and delicious. And then let's sit up nice and tall. Oh, Beautiful. All right, your legs are probably saying, what about us? When are we gonna, the arms get all the fun? Sit back in those chairs, take those legs out in front of you, and go ahead and start to point and flex, going back and forth. Stretching the top of the foot, then the bottom of the foot, getting into there. And then we're gonna pause and take those feet and turn them in towards each other, and then turning them out. So you want to stretch the outside of the ankle and then stretch the inside of the ankle. It's so good for our feet, going back and forth. And then let's drop down that left foot. Right foot stays out. You should feel that right foot engaged. Start to roll through that right ankle. Just taking it and circling it around. Da, 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 da. Then pause, take it in the other direction. And then pause. All right. Should we just stay here? Yes, yes, maybe, maybe. No, drop it down. Left leg comes up. Yay, left leg's turn. And let's go ahead and start to roll through that left ankle in one direction. And then let's pause and take it in the other direction. And then pause, toes are up, quad is engaged. It's getting a nice little tension, a little workout, and then drop it down home. Go ahead and pat those feet. And then let's come forward in those chairs, because it is chair liftoff time. So we are now at count 9. So if 9 is too much, don't do 9. You come up and stay up. Arms crisscross is the most challenging. Out straight or down by your sides. What's best for you? Easiest, middle, most difficult. So I'm gonna go middle. And let's come up for 1 and then down. Come up for 2 and down. 3, down. 4, down. 5, oh my gosh. 6, we're almost there. 7, yes. 8, here we go, here we go, here we go, here it is. 9, all the way, yes. Da, 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 da. All right, come to the back of your chairs. We're gonna come into mountain. And after that great work, go ahead and shake those legs out maybe. You know, give them a little release. So, coming into mountain, hands can be on the back of the chair or they can be by your sides. You're gonna take those toes and you're gonna lift them all the way up again, like we did at the beginning, spreading them out as far as you can and then dropping them down. So you should feel from the big toe to the pinky toe, the ball of the foot and to the center of the heel. You should feel that connection, that grounding. And then let's start to engage the muscles in the legs, feeling them wrap around the bones, pulling in through the abdominals so that tush isn't tucked out. As you come up, let the collarbones be nice and wide. Shoulders are soft down the back. Tuck that chin in a little bit and lengthen the crown of the head up towards the sky. Then taking a moment maybe to close the eyes and just feel yourself in this strong, stable pose. Coming back to the breath and noticing how the body feels. And opening the eyes if they were closed. Let's take the hands to the chair and you're going to come into down dog. So you're going to walk your feet back. So you're coming into this beautiful back opening pose. Your ears are between your arms. Your sit bones are reaching out. And if your back is not flat, drop the knees, bend those knees. So you give those hamstrings some release so that you can have that flat back. And we want this nice and flat. We don't want to be rounded like the cow. So breathe here. Let's all take a big breath in and then out of an open mouth, let it go. Nice big sigh. 2 more. Big inhale in, and then sigh it out. Another big inhale, and then let it all go. Nice. Let's go ahead and start to pedal the feet. So bending one knee and then the other. So going back and forth. And we're going to pause. We're going to take the toes over to the left, heels to the right, bend that right knee and get the hip, the left hip, into the action here. So your gaze is down at the floor, your neck is nice and long, your arms are long. Breathe, soft and steady with that breath. Awareness to the feet, feeling them rooting down. Let's start to lengthen through that right leg, take the toes in the opposite direction, heels to the left, and now bend into the left knee, and the right hip is the one who's saying, oh my. Nice, sweet stretch for it. And then let's start to straighten through that leg. So we're going to come into that up dog. I think I saw somebody who has a rounded chair back, so this isn't going to work so much for you. So you might just stay in down dog. But up dog is where you start to roll onto the bottom of your feet, and you're bringing your hips and your chest forward, and you're lengthening up, coming onto the ball of the feet, and then you're rolling back down into down dog. So if your chair is not built so you can have a nice steady hand grip, then you're going to want to avoid that. Everyone else, if your chair is accessible for you, if it works, you're going to come into up dog and down dog 2 more times. Just rolling through there at your own pace and finding what works for you. And as I've told you guys many times, my chair is not good for up dog, so I'm not staying in it. Press out through the hips, lengthening out. When you're finished with your series, you come back to down dog and finding whatever position is best for you. Maybe the knees are bent, maybe the legs are straight. And then let's look up at the chair and walk our feet back up to the back of the chair. Give me a little shift. Oh, nice. So we're going to do this series once at the back of the chair and then at the front of the chair. If doing it at the front of the chair is too challenging, then you'll want to do it at the back of the chair or sit back down. But it's kind of what we just did with the crescent lunge when we were seated. So hands come by our sides. We're going to sweep them up, lengthen up, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the hands down to the chair. And then let's step the right foot back, bend into the left knee, and coming into a crescent lunge pose here. So your left knee is bent over the left ankle. Your heart is lifted. Hands are on the back of the chair. Breathe. If you're feeling steady, you might lift up one arm. I'm lifting up my right arm. If you're like, this is so easy, Lisa, you go ahead and lift up both arms. But remember, you're doing what's best for you. And then let's open the arm out or arms out to the side, open heart warrior, lifting the heart up. And then bringing that arm back up and bringing it back down to the chair. Step the left foot back to meet the right, down dog. Press the sit bones back behind, nice and big. And then looking up at the chair, let's step the right foot forward. We're going to come into that crescent lunge. So bending into that right knee, making sure the right knee is over the right ankle. Breathe. And then if you lifted just one arm, the opposite arm comes up, or maybe both arms come up. So finding what's right for you, lifting the heart up, nice and tall. And then coming into that open heart warrior, elbows bend out to the side, you lift the heart up. And then let's bring hands back to the chair. Let's step the right foot back to left, down dog. Sit bones reach back behind. Look up at the back of the chair, walk your feet to the back of the chair, and take a shift. All right, so this is where If you want to do the front of the chair, you're going to turn the chair around, or you're going to walk around to the front of the chair. I'm turning my chair around. If this is going to be too far for you to fold to, then you're not going to do that. You're going to stay at the back of the chair, or you're going to sit down. Come back into your mountain pose, standing up nice and tall. We're going to take those arms and sweep them up, lengthen up. Exhale, forward fold, hands come to the outside of the chair, and then we're going to let the crown of the head start to come down towards the chair. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead and bend your knees. So you're getting into forward fold, bring the navel up towards the back of the spine. Breathe. And then with the inhale, let's lift the chest up halfway so you've got a flat back. My hands are on either side of the chair. Breathe. And now let's step back into a down dog. The feet step back. We lengthen out, sit bones reach for the back wall. Ears come between the arms. Breathe, a deeper forward fold. And remember, you can do this at the back of the chair if this is too deep. With the inhale, step the right foot forward towards the chair. Maybe that knee is resting against the chair and that left leg is out. So for me, with this chair, I'm bringing my fingertips to the chair, so I have the length, and then I'm bringing my heart forward. Breathe. If you want to make this more challenging, you can lift up an arm, or you can lift up both arms, or you can stay with your hands right on the chair. Nice and easy with this. Let's start to release, bring the hands to the side of the chair. You're going to start to take that right foot back to meet the left. We've got a plank, and if plank isn't good for you, go into down dog. So with plank, you bring the hips towards the chair, you lift the heart up, shoulders are rolling down, the back a little bit. Well, it's really not a plank, it's like an up dog, this one. Breathe. And then let's start to press back through the legs, coming into that down dog. Holy moly. Press those sit bones back. Look up towards the chair and step the left foot forward. So you're coming into that lunge on this side. Step that right foot back, however much you need to. Press out through that heel. My fingertips come to the seat of the chair. Breathe. And if it's in your practice, you lift an arm up. Maybe one, maybe both. Finding what feels right for you. Staying here for a moment, and then hands come back down to the chair on either side. We're going to come back into that up dog. So that left leg goes back, hips come up, heart comes forward, shoulders roll down the back. Breathe. And then let's start to take the hips back, down dog. Holy moly. Last down dog like this. We're going to come into something else in just a second. Let's start to take the feet wide now. So I'm stepping off my mat. I'm having a wider base, much wider than hip width distance apart. So it's going to be the wide down dog. Then you press your sit bones back again, ears between arms. So you should feel this through the back of the legs even more. Gaze is between the legs. Breathe. Nice and easy here. Taking your time, being with the breath. And then let's start to take the heels in towards each other, then the toes. Work the bottom of the feet, heels in, and then toes, heels, and then toes. Look up at the back of the chair, walk the feet up to the back of the chair, come into that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, you can bend your knees here if you need to. Inhale, flat back. And then with soft bend, knees, a soft bend in the knees, let's press into the feet and come up all the way. Oh, and then give me a shake. Nice. Let's bring those chairs back to their regular place if you had to move them. And we're going to sit down. Oh, hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's sit down in those beautiful chairs. Sit back. Take a moment to come back into the breath. Close the eyes and pause. So you're shifting the awareness back to the body, noticing how you're feeling. And let the breath come into that 4 count and out to that 4 count. Slow and easy. Then opening the eyes. Let's come forward in that chair. And those arms are probably saying, oh, come on, we need some more. So let's do a full eagle. So we're going to take those arms out nice and wide. So reaching the hands back behind and then start to bring them in. And I want your right arm underneath your left arm. So you're crisscrossing. So you might bring back of hands together or maybe even palms together. We're going to take those elbows and we're going to lift them up, send the shoulders down the back. Nice. Breathe. Now your gaze is right at your forearms. And if that's making you a little cross-eyed, close the eyes. So here, I want you to start to notice the breath. And as you inhale, the shoulder blades are moving forward. And as you exhale, take the shoulders and drop them down. So inhale, shoulder blades moving forward. Exhale, letting them release down. One more just like that. Nice, beautiful inhale. And then let that exhale, drop it down. Oh, release, let those arms come open nice and wide. And then let's crisscross those arms again. Left arm is under the right. And then finding that mishmash of forearms and palms. Let's lift those elbows up, let the shoulders drop down. Gaze is out front or eyes are closed. Start to come back to the breath. Use that inhale to help you bring those shoulder blades forward. So coming into that stretch. And as you exhale, taking it back. Slow, steady and complete. And then coming back. One more. Make it big, make it beautiful. And then back. Oh, let's release, taking that back and out. Take those hands back behind, interlace those fingers, shoulders roll down the back. Lift the heart up as you lift those palms up. So you're getting into the arms and into that back. Should feel good. And then let's release. Let's go ahead and take the feet wide for a second. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Let's take those hands right behind our head, fingertips right behind the neck. With the exhale, let's start to drop down to the right side with that right elbow. Left side gets that stretch, and then inhale coming up. Dropping down to the other side, so our obliques are having a turn now. We're coming back up, dropping over to the right. Inhale coming up. Exhale over to the left, and then coming back up. One last time over to the right, and one last time over to the left. Nice. Then all the way up. We're going to bring hands to our knees, come forward. We're going to come into pigeon before we come into a couple other things. So we're going to do the right leg. We're going to bring that right knee up towards the chest. Give it a nice squeeze. You're sitting up nice and tall. And what's going on with those shoulders? Then bring that foot either to the thigh or down to your ankle, wherever's best for you. We're going to let our hands rest on the shins. We're going to make sure that left ankle is under the left knee and flex that right foot. With your exhale, start to hinge forward and bow down. So right now, your right hip should be saying, hello, I'm here. And you should say, oh gosh, that's so wonderful. I'm going to just breathe into you and make you expand even more and get a bigger stretch. And then exhale. So this is a sweet treat for that right hip. And this is a great one to do any time of the day. Nice and easy with the breath. Let it flow. And notice if you're holding tight through the shoulders or torso, or if you're gripping anywhere, and just soften. So with another inhale, open up that hip. And with the exhale, let it release. And on your next inhale, let's start to engage the core, and you're coming up nice and slow, no rush. You're going to take that right knee, give it a squeeze again. Notice you're sitting up tall, and then lengthen out through the leg and dropping it down. How's that right leg feel? How's that right hip? Left stern. Bring that left knee up to the chest, hands to shin, give it a squeeze, and then finding the best place for that ankle. Making sure your right knee is over that right ankle. Sit up tall first. Let's lengthen the back of the neck, and then exhale, bowing forward, not rolling forward, coming out of those hips. And then softening through the shoulders and the chest. Nothing is held tight. Gaze is down at the floor, or maybe it's at your shin. Your foot is flexed on the left foot. You're protecting that knee. And where's the breath? Are you drawing it down into that left hip? Letting it open up. Nice and sweet. And stay here, another breath. And then on your next inhale, you're going to come up all the way, nice and slow. Oh, beautiful. Take that leg, bringing it into the chest, give it a squeeze, and then lengthen it out and dropping it down. Oh. All right, so go ahead and give me one cat, nice and big, round that back body, and then sitting up nice and tall. You're gonna grab that towel or blanket that you have. You're gonna make sure that it's tightly rolled into that Tootsie Roll. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it at the back of our chair. And you're gonna tuck the bottom in so it's not gonna bother you. It's gonna rest right there. And then you're gonna have your book or whatever is nice and sturdy right at the bottom of the chair. So we're gonna come into this nice supported Baddha Konasana. The towel or blanket is right at the center of my back. So I can let my shoulder blades drop down on either side. I'm gonna bring my feet to the block right in front of me, and then I'm gonna bring the soles of my feet together. My knees are nice and wide. My palms are gonna turn up. So we're coming into this lovely opener here. We're gonna be soft through the hips and through the legs, and we're just releasing. You're letting the shoulders drop down and back. And just breathe. So beautiful chest opener here. Getting into the hips. Coming back to your breath. Slow on the inhale. And even slower on the exhale. So let the exhale lengthen out. Maybe the inhale comes into a count of 3, and your exhale to a count of 6. Soften through the legs. Soften through the fingertips and hands and arms. Through the heart center, shoulders dropping down. Finding a comfortable place for your head to be. Maybe the chin is tucked in a little bit. Or while we're here, maybe you want to let the chin drop down and lengthen out the back of the neck. You can even start to do little mini Neck rolls here, if that would feel good. Taking the head and let it gently move from side to side, not straining, but just a gentle movement. And then letting it become still. And letting the neck lengthen a little as you tuck the chin in. Shoulders, once more, soft and heart is open. Breathing in and breathing out. Just being sweet and soft with the breath. Letting the body open and relax. And stay here, one more breath. Now your next inhale. Start to open the eyes and bring the palms back down onto the thighs. We're going to start to take the hands to the outside of the thighs and bring those thighs back together. Let's step the feet down off that block. And let's take the block over to the side. And you're going to sit up a little bit. So if you want to come back to this pose in a moment, you will be able to. So you're sitting up in the chair, nice and tall. We're going to take one final pose before we come into Shavasana. And then it's our spinal twist. I want your arms to come by your sides. Turn the palms out. With the inhale, slowly lift the arms up overhead. Tuck those front ribs in again. And then with the exhale, twist over to the right. So this is your big twist, your final twist. You're going to let that right hip drop down. You're going to be tall through the spine. You're going to let the gaze come over the right shoulder. And you're breathing in and you're breathing out. As you breathe in, find the length, sitting up nice and tall. And as you exhale, you're softening, but keeping that length. One more breath. And then slowly releasing, coming back to center. Taking a moment, notice how that feels in the body. Arms come by your sides. Turn palms out. Slowly lift the arms up overhead. Tuck those front ribs in again. And then exhale over to the other side. Come back to the breath. Right hip is anchoring down. Heart is lifted. Feel the crown of your head lift up on the inhale. And as you exhale, feel the softening through your abdominal area, your heart center. Inhale, finding the length. Exhale, the release. On your next exhale, let's release, coming back to center. We're going to come into Shavasana now. So you sit back in your chairs. You can come back into that supine seat that we did, or maybe you're coming into traditional Savasana. So if you want the block back there, you can, or you can just let the hands rest on the thighs and feet are down. And then coming back to your breath. Let it flow in and out at its natural pattern. Softening through the eyes, through the jaw, down through the neck and the shoulders. Letting anything that might be gripping let go. As you let the body release down into the support of the chair. Maybe the Hips start to open up a little bit more, and there's a heaviness through the legs as you sink down. And just noticing the breath flowing in and out. Find yourself riding that tide of breath, bringing ease and peace. With your next breath, start to gently awaken the senses and coming back to the present moment. Taking a big, beautiful, intentional breath and expand the rib cage out and letting it drop back down. Starting to find those small movements to awaken the body through the fingers and the toes, and letting the movements grow into wrists and ankles, rolling through. And then legs and arms start to lengthen, move. Maybe a big, beautiful stretch, reaching out, and then letting it all go. And finding anything else that would make you feel good, a cat and cow, a neck roll. And finding our way back to a comfortable, easy seat. Bringing our palms together right at our third eye. Letting the thumbs rest gently against the brow. And ask for strength. Strength to think kind and generous thoughts. Thoughts that are uplifting to others. Moving our hands to our mouth. Ask for strength. Strength to speak kind and generous words. Words that are uplifting to others. And bringing hands to our heart. Ask for strength. Strength to act in kind and generous ways. Ways that lift others up and make a difference.